Sorry, I only date the top student in our grade. I turned around in a daze, staring at Luna Ju's cold and haughty face. Suddenly, I realized I had been reborn, back to the time before the final mock exams in senior year. Seeing me dumbly gazing at Luna Ju, Sheeran waved a hand in front of my eyes, her lips curling like an uncontrollable AK. Eden, she wants to be with you. Ha 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 ha. Luna Ju is the school belle of our school, tall and slender, with an elegant and refined demeanor. Even our Chinese literature teacher, who loves reading martial arts novels, couldn't help but praise her upon their first meeting, saying she carried the grace of an ancient tomb descendant. The only flaw is that Luna Ju's academic performance has always been at the bottom of the class. I've lost count of how many people have confessed their feelings to her. At the time, I thought she was trying to discourage everyone by claiming she would only date the top student in our grade. Because since freshman year, I had always been ranked first in our grade. It wasn't until later that I realized she was hinting at Axel Fu. The boy closest to first place is Axel Fu, who ranks second. He was sitting right behind Luna Ju and suddenly raised his head upon hearing those words. His reaction seemed odd. In my past life, Axel Fu locked eyes with me the very next moment after lifting his head, then he nonchalantly continued burying himself in solving problems. But now, his face was lit up with the joy of recovery, as if a long-lost treasure had finally been found. Axel Fu was also reborn, I'm certain. Axel Fu and I grew up together as childhood friends, born in the same hospital. He is 3 months older than me, and the first word he ever spoke was my name. From childhood to adulthood, our life paths have almost always overlapped. We went to school together, did homework together, visited amusement parks together, and went to the library together. Even when performing on stage, we're recognized as the perfect duo. Auntie Fu often looks at me with a beaming smile, saying I'm the daughter-in-law heaven arranged for her. I'd blush and argue back, but deep down, I felt a secret happiness. But who wouldn't like Axel Fu? He would scold me for being picky and not growing tall, while carefully picking out the carrots from my food. When I accidentally got locked at home, he would climb through the window to keep me company. During the spring outing at the start of high school, he pulled me away from the class group and we secretly climbed to the temple at the mountain peak. Eden, let's go to the capital together. I'm too embarrassed to answer. Kneeling before the Buddha statue with hands clasped, I kept my eyes shut and stubbornly refused to speak. He reached out and lightly tapped my forehead, threatening me in a tone that was neither soft nor harsh. Eden Chi, how dare you refuse me? I pretended to glare at him angrily, only to meet his eyes brimming with laughter. What if I fail the exam? Axel Fu grinned carelessly. Then I'll go wherever you go. If you have to retake the year, I'll retake it with you. At that moment, the secret crush of youth took on a tangible form. From then on, going to the capital city with Axel Fu became my only goal, and my grades started to become absurdly high, visibly so, nearly perfect scores in every subject. Axel Fu was not to be outdone. Ranking closely behind, I naively believed our future was crystal clear. As long as I make it with him to the summer when we turn 18, we'll reach our destination smoothly. Until Luna Ju appeared. Luna Ju transferred to our class in the second semester of our second year of high school. I heard her parents got divorced, and she came back here with her mother. From the moment she appeared, she became the talk of the school, just like Axel Fu. That day, everyone knew a new campus belle had arrived. In the subsequent voting for the lead role in the school's promotional video, her votes were as high as my grades, an absurdly overwhelming lead. That day, Luna Ju stood on the podium in a simple white dress introducing herself, looking as beautiful as if she had stepped out of a painting. I turned my head and saw Axel Fu, who had just returned from the physics teacher's office, standing at the back door, even forgetting to call out a report. At a time when everyone thought that busy studies and a beautiful youth could never be equated, Luna Ju was the exception. She had actually been different towards Axel Fu from the very beginning. The teacher was worried she might not adjust well, so as class monitor, I was asked to look after her more, but she kept turning to Axel Fu for help, explaining that he happened to be sitting right behind her. After school, Luna Ju needed to collect her textbooks. She timidly turned around and asked, "Classmate Fu, I'm still unfamiliar with the school. Could you take me there? At that time, I was slumped over the desk with a splitting headache, and Axel Fu was just about to take me home. I thought he would refuse, but after a moment, I heard him say to me, "Eden Chi, wait for me to come back." The school wasn't big, but this wait lasted almost an hour, until I completely passed out. After Uncle Fu and Auntie Fu found out about this, they scolded Axel Fu severely. He stayed by my hospital bed, his eyes red, refusing to go back to school for classes no matter what. I heard that Luna Ju sprained her ankle on her way to collect textbooks, and Axel Fu carried her all the way to the infirmary. Someone witnessed this scene on the road. They exclaimed, "I'll always believe in love." Beautiful sunsets and restless hormones filled the blank pages of so many people's youth. When Axel Fu returned, the classroom was empty, and I had long been carried out by the students checking the hygiene. After this incident, Axel Fu seemed to revert to his former self. His heart was devoted only to studying, and his eyes were fixed only on me. Yet it felt like something had subtly changed. I didn't dwell on it, after all. How could over a decade of affection develop cracks because of someone who'd only appeared a few days ago? Luna Ju was becoming increasingly popular at school, with pink envelopes piling up on her desk one after another, and every time, she would deliberately throw away the love letters in front of Axel Fu. When it came to signing up for the sports meet, Axel Fu, as usual, didn't participate in anything. Even if I, his childhood friend, tried to persuade him, I couldn't convince him. During the free activity period in PE class, Luna Ju stood beside him, looking up with her beautiful eyes fixed unblinkingly on him. Everyone around was egging us on, but I couldn't make out what they were saying. All I knew was that when we returned to the classroom, Axel Fu had a grim expression as he wrote his name on the sign-up sheet. He was going to participate in the sports meet, in the long-distance race, which he hated the most. That afternoon after school, we walked home side by side as usual, our shadows overlapping. Why, with years of tacit understanding, Axel Fu knew what I was asking, and he also knew I would definitely ask. He told me that someone from another class was harassing Luna Ju. As long as someone in our class can take first place in the 3,000-meter event, that person will never bother Luna Ju again. Eden Chi, it's just classmates helping each other out. I believed it. Believed the helping each other out he spoke of, but now that I think about it, every time Axel Fu mentioned Luna Ju, his eyes seemed to be filled with a sky full of stars. I thought it was because I liked him that I felt he was glowing, yet I forgot that perhaps it was only when mentioning someone he liked that his eyes would shine so brightly. Axel Fu covered his mouth, but the love escaped through his eyes. "Eden, don't you think Luna Ju and Axel Fu are acting kind of strange?" Sheeran stared at them for a while before speaking cautiously. "In the previous life, Axel Fu disguised himself so well that even I didn't notice, but now, even Sheeran could tell something was off." I say, "Class president, you better hold on to your man." I flipped open my workbook without even looking up. Am I some kind of garbage dump? That day after school, Axel Fu didn't wait for me. He couldn't wait to follow Luna Ju out of the classroom. From beginning to end, he never once glanced at me, the one he had killed in our past life. It seems he feels not an ounce of guilt toward me. In this lifetime, he has tied his entire heart to Luna Ju, but I don't intend to follow the old path either. I approached the physics teacher and expressed my intention to participate in the selection for this physics competition. In my previous life, to help Axel Fu secure extra points for the college entrance exam, I gave up my chance to compete in the physics competition for him. After all, with my grades, securing a spot in the top 3 of the province would have been no problem. But Axel Fu might not be, as expected. He underperformed in the final college entrance exams and only managed to meet the admission score of a certain university in the capital city thanks to the bonus points from the physics competition. Looking back now, it was probably because of Luna Ju's accident. But since he's also been reborn, I should definitely give him some unexpected surprises. The rumors about Luna Ju and Axel Fu being together are intensifying. Someone spotted Axel Fu driving Luna Ju to the riverside to watch the sunset over the weekend, skipping his physics competition tutor's class. Others saw them holding hands while sitting in the couple's seats at a romance movie. With Axel Fu tenderly wiping away Luna Ju's tears. There were even reports of Axel Fu getting into a fight with students from a neighboring school over Luna Ju, which escalated to the point of police involvement. The classmates were buzzing with discussions. Who is really Axel Fu's girlfriend, Luna Ju or me? How can Eden Chi even compare to Luna? Axel Fu suddenly raised his head and interrupted the discussion, visibly angry, a troublemaker. Unable to stand Axel Fu's smug demeanor, deliberately remarked, "Didn't Luna Ju say she'd only be with the top student in the grade, no matter what? The class monitor is still number 1 in the grade. Do you even know your own ranking? What kind of talk is that? Brother Fu is, after all, the eternal runner-up." Luna Ju, who had just entered through the door, visibly paled. My pen paused for a moment. I had almost forgotten about this. To avoid arousing his suspicion, I deliberately turned to give him a sorrowful glance. His face is truly disgusting to look at now. In contrast, it was his deskmate Xie Xiao who made a stunning breakthrough in the college entrance exam. Directly claiming the title of provincial top scorer, refined and upright, he carries a certain air of being a potential dark horse. In my past life, I paid no attention to Luna Ju, even though she often passed by me with reddened eyes. There's a saying in school that passing Eden Chi's exams is harder than winning Luna Ju's heart. At that time, I didn't notice Axel Fu's hesitant expression after school. I even cheerfully discussed future plans with him. It wasn't until I heard that Luna Ju got together with the top student from the neighboring school that Axel Fu's gaze towards me completely changed. I thought he was under too much academic pressure and even considered accompanying him to relax properly. Later, Luna Ju and her boyfriend sneaked out during evening self-study to watch a movie, and the two of them got into a car accident on a dark, deserted path. Axel Fu blamed all the fault on me, choosing to make me pay with my life as a tribute to his unfulfilled youthful crush. In this lifetime, with Axel Fu's personality, he would never want to embarrass Luna Ju. He is determined to secure the top rank in the grade. I made thorough preparations, even installing surveillance at my doorstep, fearing he might send someone to break in and harm me. But on the day of the mock exam, Axel Fu still hadn't made a move. Could it be that after living a second life, he actually believes he can outscore me? I absent-mindedly took a sip of milk and suddenly realized something was wrong. The milk had an almond flavor. I'm allergic to almonds, something I only discovered during the premarital health check. "Mom, did you buy this milk?" "No, Axel delivered it this morning." "What's the matter?" I curled my lips. "Axel Fu, oh Axel Fu, you've really gone to great lengths for this first place." That day, I specifically requested a separate classroom for the exam from the teacher, to prevent Axel Fu from scheming against me again. The teacher saw me wearing a mask and coughing non-stop, so they quickly agreed. This was a citywide joint exam. If the top 20 students in the exam hall were affected by my coughing, it would be a serious matter. After the 3-day holiday ended, I walked into the classroom with my head down, looking weak and frail. Seems like it's truly a match made in heaven for the school's beauty and heartthrob. I heard the class monitor didn't even show up for the exam. Luna Ju's girlfriend gave me a sidelong glance and said sarcastically, "Then the first place must be Axel Fu." "Of course it is, sigh." I say, "Class monitor, don't hog Axel Fu. You had no choice growing up together. But can't you at least let him choose his own girlfriend?" Luna Ju shyly lowered her head, their hands tightly intertwined under the table, unwilling to let go. I couldn't help but roll my eyes. They better stay locked together forever. Whoever stops loving first is worse than a dog. Before I could even return to my seat, Xian couldn't wait to lean in. "What's going on? You didn't take the exam." I raised an eyebrow and lowered my voice. "Who said that? Not only did I take it, I might even be the top scorer." When the homeroom teacher walked in with the score sheet, the smile on his face was so wide it created layer upon layer of wrinkles. "Class, this time there are 2 top scorers in the citywide joint exam, and both are in our class. The top scorer in the citywide joint exam must be the top student in our grade." Before she could finish speaking, discussions had already started below. "Oh my, 2, besides Axel Fu, who else is there? Luna is really so charming. Quite a few people are quietly working hard for her. I don't know who to envy right now. If only the class monitor had taken the exam. There wouldn't be 2 first places. It would have been a landslide victory as usual. Upon hearing this, Axel Fu's expression immediately darkened, and he spoke word by word, "Since I can come in first this time, I can do it again next time." The homeroom teacher only caught the latter part and led the applause. That's right, Axel Fu can aim for first place again next time. What ambition! As soon as these words were spoken, everyone exchanged glances. What does that mean, next time? Neither of the 2 first places went to Axel Fu. The results appeared on the screen. First place, Eden Chi. First place, Xiet Xiao. Third place, Axel Fu. Impossible. Eden Chi didn't even show up. How could she get first place? I turned around, somewhat surprised. Who said I didn't take the exam? I just had a cough and was afraid of disturbing others, so I applied for a separate examination room. He was clearly flustered, looking at me in disbelief. A cough, not an allergy. You didn't drink that glass of milk, I frowned, asking knowingly. Axel Fu, what do you mean? Did you tamper with my mom's milk that morning just to win first place? The classroom fell silent for a moment before erupting into chaos. Oh my God, is this even possible? Drugging for love. Severe allergies can be deadly. What a ruthless guy. What's even funnier is that even if the class monitor didn't take the exam, Axel Fu still wouldn't be first, yet he acts like he's the top scorer. Even claiming he'll be first next time. I think he'll have to wait for his next life for that. Sorry, he's already in the next life. After the mock exams, Luna Ju still ended up with Axel Fu, though no one said it out loud. Everyone had already known it in their hearts. In my previous life, after I married Axel Fu, I was still smug about it. We've known each other since childhood, grown close, fallen in love, and are evenly matched. My relationship with Aunt Fu is even better than her relationship with her own son. Almost all my friends envy my marriage, until one day, his secretary stopped me at the company entrance. She bears an 80% resemblance to Luna Ju. Her personality is flamboyant and radiant. As if spoiled by Axel Fu, we had only exchanged a few words of argument when Axel Fu emerged from the company entrance with a displeased expression, stepping between her and me, Eden Chi. This has nothing to do with her. That day was the first time I lost my temper with him, and also the last. An out-of-control truck was speeding toward us, and Axel Fu almost instinctively pushed his secretary away. When I was taken to the hospital, Axel Fu's voice whispered softly in my ear, "Cruel and heart-wrenching. I never loved you, not even once. I married you just to take revenge. Did you know, I've kept many women outside, all of them resembling Luna, but none of them are Luna. You stole Luna's life. This is all what you owe her. She must have felt the same pain when she was hit. Die, Eden Chi, just die." Amidst his vicious curses, I passed away with resentment, not even getting to see my parents one last time, just like in my previous life. It was Axel Fu who couldn't speak up for himself, so why did he have to blame everything on me? Thinking of my parents seeing me beyond recognition, their hair turning white overnight, yet Axel Fu stood by. Looking as if his great vengeance had been fulfilled, I couldn't help but sneer inwardly. "Ah, Axel Fu, I can't believe I ever loved someone like you. I must have been blind." The rumors in class were a mix of truth and lies, with someone boldly saying to their face, "Could it be that Xiet Xiao also has a crush on our Luna? How else could the perennial third place suddenly rank first?" Xiet Xiao didn't even look up. I hate fools. The classroom was so quiet you could hear a pin drop. The next second, Axel Fu slammed the table and stood up. "So what if you did well on this test? Who do you think you are, acting all high and mighty?" Xiet Xiao continued solving problems on the draft paper. "I despise fools with love-struck brains even more. I have a reasonable suspicion that Xiet Xiao has been controlling his scores all along. Otherwise, I don't know what kind of effort he would have to put in to improve by more than 20 points in just 1 month. And even outperform everyone in the college entrance exam to become the provincial top scorer." After the milk incident, I completely severed ties with Axel Fu. In the blink of an eye, it was time for the selection exam for the physics competition. In my previous life, neither Xiet Xiao nor I participated, but this time both of us signed up. After finishing the last session of competition tutoring, we walked one after the other on the tree-lined path. Suddenly curious, I turned back and asked him, "Sietio, are you controlling your scores?" He visibly paused, his dark, deep eyes fixed on me without moving. "No, I've just always lost to you." A gust of wind blew by, and the fallen leaves rustled down from the tree. Siegio was dressed in a blue and white school uniform, his back straight, as upright and unyielding as a pine tree in the snow. We exchanged a smile, neither of us saying anything more. Axel Fu still ended up having his parents called to school. He got into a fight with students from the next class over Luna Ju. It was just because a few classmates had whispered about her when Luna Ju passed by their classroom. Luna Ju felt disrespected and exaggerated the incident when complaining to Axel Fu. After all, Axel Fu was reborn and had been used to being a high-ranking executive in the company, unable to tolerate any provocation, especially since the person being bullied was the woman he loved the most. He slammed the table and rushed to the next classroom, breaking the classmate's head right in front of the teacher. The homeroom teacher was so angry he almost fainted. "Axel Fu, you're just a high school student. Studying is the most important thing for you right now. Do you have any idea how many people are separated by just 1 point in the college entrance exam? Right now, you're being irresponsible with your own lives. Do you still remember the goals you wrote down back then? How can you aim for the best university like this? Axel Fu, didn't you promise Eden Chi to go to the capital city together?" Axel Fu's face darkened as he said with disgust, "Who made any promise with her? It's all her wishful thinking." Aunt Fu was so anxious she nearly cried, quickly saying, "Son, what's wrong with you, Eden?" Axel Fu tightly held Luna Ju's hand, interrupting Aunt Fu's words by saying, "Teacher, don't worry, I'll prove myself through the physics competition." I stood outside the door holding the competition registration form, lowering my gaze in silence. The homeroom teacher voiced my inner thoughts. "The competition? Only the top 2 from the selection round can go. What makes you think you're qualified to participate?" Only then did Axel Fu realize something was amiss. Wasn't I the first place winner? I just came in from outside and placed the papers in my hand on the table. "Teacher, this is the competition registration form for me and Sietio. In our previous life, neither Sietio nor I participated in the selection, which was why Axel Fu got first place. But this time, no god of fate will favor him." The color drained from Axel Fu's face as he questioned me. "That can't be. How did you get to participate in the selection?" Feigning surprise, I looked at him and said, "Didn't you know? Sietio's grades have caught up to mine." "Of course, I had to prepare for the worst. Of course, I was lying to you." Axel Fu's expression visibly darkened even further. At that time, I also found it strange. If he wanted to be with Luna Ju, why was he still so fixated on the capital city? Later, I heard from others that Luna Ju was actually the illegitimate daughter of some local tycoon in the capital. Even at her previous school, she was notorious for being a party girl. Come to think of it, what decent student would sneak out to watch movies by climbing over the wall? After arriving in Jiang City, all she could think about was returning to Beijing. As for Axel Fu, whether in terms of looks, family background, or academic performance, he was more than capable of helping her put down roots in Beijing again. 10. At the beginning of their relationship, Luna Ju would accompany Axel Fu to the library, where they would read and do homework together. Students are so hard to teach these days. The teacher can only turn a blind eye, but it wasn't long before Luna Ju showed her true colors. She insisted that Axel Fu accompany her to the amusement park to fulfill her childhood dream. Using a fake ID to sneak into a bar, she told Axel Fu that this was what youth should be like. To become the version Luna Ju likes best, Axel Fu, who wouldn't have touched a cigarette in his past life, had already taken up smoking effortlessly by the age of 18 in this one. In the last mock exam before the college entrance examination, Axel Fu's grades had already dropped beyond the top 100 in his grade. I remained first, with Sietio closely following behind. That day when I returned home, I saw Auntie Fu sitting with him on the sofa. He lowered his head, looking displeased. Aunt Fu held my report card, examining it over and over, her eyes red and swollen as she choked back tears. Eden, isn't the college entrance exam just around the corner? Could you lend your notes to Axel? I hesitated for a moment, then shook my head. Auntie, I don't have any notes. Truth be told, I never had the habit of taking notes, because all the knowledge points are stored in my memory. Then quickly organize a copy. I'll come get it tomorrow. Axel Fu stood up and coldly dropped this sentence, not willing to stay a second longer. To this day, he still takes it for granted that I won't refuse him. Why? Because he has always known that I like him. With that entitled look of his, he still thinks I like him. I sneered. I don't have time. I'm also preparing for the college entrance exams. Axel Fu suddenly raised his voice. Didn't you already get bonus points for physics? Sorry, but my goal is to be the top scorer. He scoffed. Eden Chi. Let me tell you, even if you were the top scorer, given 1,000 or 10,000 chances, I would still choose Luna. Your words have no effect on me. Being chosen by you is my misfortune. Crossing my arms, I said indifferently, this is your life. It has nothing to do with me. Aunt Fu nearly cried as she grabbed Axel Fu, pleading, just listen to your mother this once. All that remained was the sound of the door slamming shut as they left. On the day of the college entrance exam, Mom and Dad personally took me to the test center. Everyone was wearing school uniforms, except for Axel Fu and Luna Ju, who were dressed in matching skeleton-patterned couple outfits. They said they wanted to be the first couple to officially announce their relationship after the exam, even dreaming of being interviewed by the media. On that final day, there were indeed reporters waiting at the door, but they were waiting for me and Xietxio, the top 2 scorers in the last provincial mock exam. How do you feel? Confident. Xietxio and I spoke in perfect unison, as if we were old friends who had known each other for ages. No big deal. Meanwhile, Axel Fu and Luna Ju, standing nearby, were being pointed at and gossiped about by parents at the entrance. TSK, even no one high school has students like this. It's the college entrance exam season. Do they really need to flaunt themselves like this? Look at those big tattoos on their arms. If I were their parents, I'd be furious. What kind of grades can they possibly achieve? Students don't even act like students anymore. They didn't get the interview they wanted and ran off in disgrace. At the post-college entrance exam party, I put my past life makeup skills to use, looking natural, but actually full of tricks. When my classmates saw me, a flash of amazement crossed their eyes. Sheeran squeezed next to me with a half smile. Everyone's hiding their true colors. Xietxio looks even hotter than Axel Fu without his glasses. And you, dressed in your own clothes, aren't far behind Luna Ju. I'll just take that as a compliment from Sheeran. My classmates congratulated me and Xietxio for tying for first place, becoming the top scorers in the province. Eden Chi, you're going to Peking University, right? I saw your goal wall had Beijing as the destination. A classmate asked me with a smile. Tsinghua is great too. Didn't Xietxio choose Tsinghua? Axel Fu's gaze lingered on me, somewhat complicated. Perhaps ever since Luna Ju appeared in his life, whether in the past or now, he never looked at me again. He doesn't know my worth. So naturally, he wouldn't feel my love for him. Luna Ju scoffed coldly. Accustomed to being the center of attention, she took it for granted that wherever she was, all eyes should be on her. What's more, she noticed even Axel Fu's gaze had landed on me. Class president. Everyone says a woman's second chance at life is through marriage, but no one says it's the college entrance exam. No matter how good the grades are, after today, they're just in the past. Sheeran was the first to frown and retort, didn't the Qing dynasty fall long ago? How come a vase like you hasn't been buried with it? Exactly, no wonder people call you an idiot. I don't know what you're so proud of. Don't say you're from our class. It's so embarrassing. Axel Fu tried to pull Luna Ju away, whispering, Luna, you're drunk. Luna Ju couldn't hear anyone else, pushing her way in front of me regardless. With just one word from Axel Fu, I'd give up everything for him. Could you do that? I can drop out right now and have his baby. Can you? You can't compare to me at all. All you do is drag him into studying. Studying? I was somewhat speechless and looked at her calmly. What you're saying doesn't matter at all to the 18-year-old me. Luna Ju stopped smiling and gave me a puzzled glance. These 3 years are the first shot I've fired towards the future. Whether it hits the bullseye of fate or lands right between my brows, that's what matters most to me. That day when I returned home, Mom received a call from Auntie Fu. Axel Fu is also planning to go to Jing City, though his grades aren't good enough to apply. But I'd feel relieved if he went to Jing City. He and Eden could look out for each other. Maybe this kid could even learn from his mistakes. Mom looked embarrassed but still interrupted her rambling. Eden probably won't be going to Beijing anymore. She's planning to study abroad. The world outside is vast, and I don't want to be confined by meaningless promises anymore. An incredulous voice came from the other end of the phone. What? It was Axel Fu. Our paths in life have completely diverged. After completing my master's degree, I returned to China and joined a startup company. As fate would have it, the boss turned out to be Xiao. After all these twists and turns, I still ended up being defeated by him. He was indeed controlling his scores. We collaborated very well, and by the third year of the company's development, Xiao donated a Qingbei building to our high school in both our names. The principal quickly organized a reunion for our graduating class, which Xiao and I attended together. Everyone chatted and laughed, and at some point, someone brought up Axel Fu. Perhaps even now, in their minds, my name and Axel Fu's were once mentioned together. Axel Fu is really not doing well these days. His father had a stroke a couple of years ago because of him, and the company was handed over to him. But now it's on the verge of bankruptcy. The speaker sounded as if they were gossiping about someone else's family, with a tone full of schadenfreude. If he hadn't gotten into an early relationship, he could have chosen any school he wanted. As for Luna Ju, who doesn't know about her by now, who is it? Someone asked. TSK. Have you been living under a rock? Luna Ju started taking Axel Fu's money back in high school. Shoes, clothes, bags, she hauled piles of them home. Later, Axel Fu even had to bail out her dad's company. Didn't that just drag Axel Fu to his grave? I remember going to Axel Fu's family company to discuss a collaboration. His dad seemed perfectly fine. But the very next day, he was gone. What kind of shock could have done that to him? I silently lowered my gaze. It turns out that my mom once mentioned something about the Fu family being in trouble, but I was rushing to the airport and didn't ask for details. It was probably about this matter. That day, Xiao walked me home. As he always did, following a few steps behind me, I suddenly turned my head and stared straight at him. Xiao, do you like me? A few days ago, I had a dream. I dreamed that in his past life, Xiao avenged me. 3 months after my death, he brought down the Fu family's company, sent Axel Fu to prison, and made sure he was well taken care of. Not even his secretary escaped imprisonment. It wasn't long before Axel Fu died. Xiao came alone to my gravesite and sat there until the sun set. He spoke at length, every word a heartfelt confession of enduring love. He knew I liked Axel Fu. At the first mock exam after school started, I was overjoyed for a long time because my photo on the honor roll was next to Axel Fu's. So he always kept his ranking at 3rd place. Later, during the college entrance exams, I didn't perform to my usual standard because I was influenced by Axel Fu. He accidentally became the top scorer in the provincial exams. In this life, the reason he demonstrated his strength during the mock exams was because he also thought I didn't take the test. As Axel Fu's deskmate, he had long noticed something off about those two, but he didn't want me to be upset over Axel Fu and Luna Ju being together, so he took 1st place. He once told me that he always lost to me, but this losing actually meant liking, because he liked me. He was willing to silently watch over me from behind. Early the next morning, there was suddenly a commotion outside the door. It turned out the Fu family had gone bankrupt, and the court had come to seal the property. In his previous life, his company had also faced a crisis, but fortunately, I was there, doing everything possible to bring it back from the brink. But now, the one standing by his side isn't me. Even with his formidable abilities, he couldn't guard against Luna Ju, who had been cooking the books all along. Luna Ju kept her word and dropped out of college in her freshman year to live in the house Axel Fu rented. She claimed there was nothing more important than being with her boyfriend every day. Perhaps no love can withstand the test of time and the wear and tear of life. Their disagreements grew more frequent, and their arguments became increasingly fierce. It wasn't until Luna Ju got pregnant that Ju's mother came over crying and making a scene. And they finally got married, but just 2 or 3 months into the pregnancy, Luna Ju got into an argument with someone while using Axel Fu's card to shop wildly at the mall. Both sides resorted to physical violence, and Luna Ju was pushed to the ground, losing the baby. After that, she never got pregnant again. Later, Mr. Ju's business failed, and he fled to Jiang City with a pile of debts. The Fu family became the Ju family's bank. Uncle Fu was repeatedly provoked by Mr. Ju and eventually collapsed. Axel Fu took over the company, and Luna Ju became the finance officer, ordering department staff to keep false accounts and evade taxes. All these actions laid the groundwork for what was to come. Finally, the scandal broke on this day. Both of them ended up in prison, with no lawyer in Jiang City willing to take on their case. On the day I returned to Beijing, my mother seemed hesitant to speak. She said Axel Fu wanted to see me, whether in my past life or this one. Axel Fu has always been full of vigor and vitality. Now, time has left many marks on his face. He sat inside, his eyes devoid of any light. Axel Fu seemed to ponder for a long time before whispering, "Would you like to hear a story from me?" I slightly furrowed my brows and glanced at my watch. "Make it short." He seemed nervous, not even daring to look at me. "I had a dream where I married you and ended up causing your death. I was terrified. I couldn't follow the path in the dream, so I had to." I let out a scoff. "Axel Fu, oh Axel Fu, do you even believe the words coming out of your own mouth?" Seeing the mockery on my face, his voice trembled uncontrollably. "You clearly liked me. I regret it now." "Okay, I truly regret it. Save me, please." I looked at him expressionlessly. "Axel Fu, that wasn't a dream. Did you think you were the only one who got reborn? Those outings you had with Luna Ju, I was the one who spread the rumors. I never even touched that glass of milk. I signed up for the physics competition on purpose too. Luna Ju is really stupid. I just provoked her a few times, saying she wasn't as important as your studies, and she actually ended up dragging you into skipping classes and abandoning exams. Even the messy situation with her family, I knew about it all along and deliberately kept it from you. Everything you can think of is within my expectations. I'm going to make you pay for what you've done." Axel Fu froze for a full 3 seconds, as if suddenly understanding everything. He abruptly stood up and banged on the glass. "Eden Chi, you bitch. You set me up on purpose. You bitch. Do you want me dead?" The prison guards behind him quickly pinned him down firmly. Even as he was being dragged away, he continued to roar hoarsely, "One more time. Give me one more chance. I want to try again." I picked up my bag and stood still with a calm expression. He would never get another chance to start over, because in this life, I will definitely live well. I will go to farther places and see brighter lights, walk hand in hand with your loved one, moving forward together.